Every effect has a cause. Didn't get enough sleep? Went to bed late. Got hungry? Didn't have breakfast? Spent all of your savings on a lead bunker? Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan. The logic of the cause-effect chain is usually straightforward. Or so it was until February 24th, because now it all comes down to one thing: due to the war in Ukraine. The media, politicians, and public figures repeatedly use this exact phrasing, which is surprising because the price increase, forced energy saving, and of course the food crisis shouldn't be blamed on the war in Ukraine. The only reason for this is Russia's military invasion. On the contrary, Ukraine is doing everything possible to prevent a global crisis. Due to Russia's blockade of the seaports at the beginning of the war, Ukraine had to look for new ways to export grain and other goods. The main transportation focus has shifted to trucks, but the border checkpoints were not designed for such a large flow. As a result, there are long lines of truck caravans, and it could take dozens of hours to cross the border. The reason was the lack of permits for international transportation, the number of which either remained the same or significantly decreased in certain directions. In fact, the permit system was an artificial barrier to free trade, restricting not only bilateral trade but also the transit of our goods through EU countries. To solve this problem, Ukraine started negotiations with the European Commission to sign a special agreement on the liberalization of road transport, which they signed on June 29th. The second problem was the small number of checkpoints. During the war, cargo traffic across the Moldovan and Romanian borders increased by 360 and 460%. The main reason is the Romanian port of Constanța, from which Ukrainian agricultural goods are shipped further around the world. To speed up border crossings, Ukraine increased the capacity of many of its checkpoints by 3 to 4 times, and building new ones. So 2 full-fledged cargo checkpoints, Dyakivtsi and Krasnoyarsk, will be opened by the end of autumn. They will be open round the clock for all vehicles. After signing the agreement on the unblocking of Ukrainian ports in Istanbul, the first ship with 26,000 tons of corn left for Tripoli. And there will be many such ships, of course, if Russia does not violate the agreement terms and does not carry out treacherous strikes, as it already happened many times.